Well, I need to welcome you back, and we're still with the big story for today. We're looking at the present hardship in the land and asking that very important question. Should strike and protest be the best way to go, or should we have a rethink, knowing that sometimes this strike and protests do have that very negative impact against ordinary Nigerians and not the elite? But what other means can we, or rather the people, use in addressing the present hardship in the land and letting government know that they are not comfortable with some of the policies and also actions or inactions of them? Well, this is what is still taking center stage on the show today. And like I did make mention, we're also looking at it critically. But I'll play with you. We need to go on a break now, and when we come back, we'll continue our discussion as it concerns it. Let's go get a commercial break from our sponsors and more to discuss about this on the show today.
Oh, yeah, follow the road, auto better quality. If you talk gas matter, oh, yeah, follow Benetta. Gas with the better quality, Benetta. Gas where they full rich man to Benetta. Every brother na shopali, Benetta. Benetta gas no mango, Benetta. Get different type of gas cylinder, Benetta. I mean, I don't think gas will go last you well, Benetta. Benetta now dogu Benetta gas service in a them they run Benetta make you carry go Benetta.
For gas matter and home delivery, make you wire Benetta gas plant for 080-6745-7890 and 080-5904-7722. Benetta gas plant, the tequila of gas matters.
It's colorful, so colorful, wow! It's Oza Furniture and Interior Merchant, a leading name for luxurious furniture at ultra-modern super showroom. Well-stocked is now located near you for the sales and installation of long-lasting exotic and quality interior and exterior furniture for your living space, such as foreign Turkey royal chairs and sofas, glass, wooden and marble royal dining tables and chairs, conference tables and chairs, executive office tables, reception tables, orthopedic office chairs, etc. Oza Furniture and Interior Merchant has in stock royal king-size and queen-size beds, wardrobes, mirror consoles, wall frames and artworks for decoration, wine bars, big TV shelves and TV stands, gym equipment like motorized gym bicycles, gaming chairs, treadmills, outdoor swing chairs, etc. All at affordable prices. We deliver with our vehicles. To make your home that cozy paradise, locate our super showroom DSC Expressway opposite Platinum Banquet Place beside Ugbolo Junction, Efru, Delta State. Call 0806 394 3198 or 703 368 7179. So furniture and interior for comfortable home interior furniture experience.
Well, you need to be in the land to experience what seems to be happening now. Untold hardship and an inflation put at 29.9%. And many are even projecting in the month of February, when the National Bureau of Statistics comes out with its projection, or rather forecast, it will definitely be around 30-something% as it concerns the inflation. But anyway, concerning the difficulties we're experiencing and what better way to channel that anger is what we're still looking today on the show. And I need to still remind you, we have no other person but Mr. Comrade Adewo Gedigbe, who is a human capital development practitioner and the executive director of Value Rebirth Center, director of studies, Value Rebirth Center, the Leadership School, Delta Studies Center, and also the coordinator of the Transition Monitoring Group right here in Delta State. Well, we talked extensively about why you feel this government should be held culpable for all that seems to be happening, for their inability of not really understanding the problem, or even if they do, but have not done much to deal with the issues.
Correct.
That's what we said in our initial half of our discourse. And you talked about how culpable the people also are, not really asking the needed questions, and would always want to cheer rather than ask. And if you keep cheering them, they feel they keep doing what they are doing, all at your detriment and your expense. But anyway, let's still remain with the people. No, excuse me, because that's where I want us to still be. And look at it. Yeah, we can't just put or heap the whole blame on the federal government alone. Yeah, it could be their policies and action or inaction, like I said initially. But as it stands, many are also questioning the role of the people. And when I talk about the role of the people, we're talking about the role of producers, marketers, and all those that deal with day-to-day needs of the people. Now, for example, the price of cement is about 11,500 naira as it stands today in Delta State. And we do know there will be a meeting or have been a meeting between the federal government and producers of this cement to bring the price down to 8,000 naira. But we do know that all the raw materials needed for the production of cement are right here in the country. So naira-dollar ratio value seems not to be affected. That's not only it. Remember, we also made mention of almost 50 trucks of food being smuggled away from this country. The federal government was not the one smuggling it out. It was ordinary Nigerians. And we also do know that we've had many warehouses sealed on account of hoarding of food. These are not warehouses being owned by the federal government, but rather these same Nigerians that are still complaining. And prices of goods and commodities seem to have skyrocketed. Nobody cares. And everybody is taking undue advantage of the present hardship. So let's look at it. Should we Nigerians also not call ourselves into question and ask, are we doing what's right by this present stand of hardship? Are we not also participants in inflicting pain and hunger to other Nigerians?
You know, I've always, said at different fora, including this platform, that majority of our problems are caused by evil the citizen and not those in authority.
Okay.
I've always said so. My only concern, why I heap a lot of the blame on those in authority, is the fact that you volunteered yourself to go and serve and to bring the best for your people. But if the best is not visible, then you take the blame. Because it has to be one way. Yeah. Either way. Either you are doing well or you are not doing well. If you are doing well, you get the praise.
And it's not everybody that can lead or will be leading.
No.
So we need to vote someone to
So we need to allow somebody to lead part-time. So when you are leading, it is the outcome of your leading that will determine the applause or the shame that you get. Now look at it. When President Buhari came in 2015, many of us who were grown up as at when he came into the saddle in the initial time, when he was in the military in 82, 83, we thought that those discipline that he was known for were going to find their way into his second coming. But unfortunately, according to him, at some point, he said the democracy and military, they are two different things. That he couldn't do what he was known to be doing as a military head of state, as an elected president. So all of those expectations nosedived. The first 3 months of Buhari administration in 2015, there was tension everywhere. People were afraid. People were volunteering money they stole. We saw all of that in Nigeria. But in 3-4 months into the government, the thing was going back, to normal. And of course, you know the rest of the story in the 8 years. Now, when President Tinubu was coming in, we believed that he was such a courageous person, judging him by his Lagos experience, that he was going to step on toes. But I tell you, apart from the toll of Emefiele and Bauer, he hasn't been able to demonstrate the courage to step on further toes.
But he stepped on Edu's toe. Better I do.
Better I do. No, that wasn't his own making.
Okay.
That wasn't his own making. So the point is that when a leader is not courageous to move against some perceived enemies of a government, then this is what you get.
People take due advantage.
People take undue advantage. Now I'm going somewhere. You now hear that I watched one of those social media posts some days back that somebody went to buy a bag of cement. It was 7,000 in the morning. In that same morning, before 12, it was 9,000. By noon, it was 12,000. Then he finally bought it in the evening by 15,000. One day, a dealer is doing that to a fellow Nigerian. So what happened within that same day? that necessitated that hike from 1, 2, 3 within one day. Only God tells us what will become of us in the coming days. And the government is seated. Our president was in Saudi Arabia. What is he doing there? What is he telling them there when the house is on fire? So I have always said that what to do to bring all of this madness to normalcy is not difficult. It is the will and courage to move against whoever is, confronting the Nigerian state with all of this wickedness. The will is absent. So we are calling on Mr. President to demonstrate that will.
But talking of the will, we had the controller, we had the Nigerian custom yesterday through their National Public Relations Officer, Abdullahi Mewada. He came out yesterday to say, well, all those trucks they seized, they are going to distribute the foods to ordinary Nigerians. And that's one in many. And we're also hearing or getting feeders from the federal government that they might now go into the issue of price control as a means of dealing with this. Don't you feel that is the required measure to help deal with these unscrupulous Nigerians? Because Femi Falana feels that the federal government has that power to do so. So let's look at the issue of distributing these seized foods vis-a-vis looking at the issue of price control and whether the federal government can use this as a tool of dealing with this problem.
It's not going to be realistic. It's not going to be realistic.
You have strong reservation.
Strong one. How do you control a price of a commodity I bought at an excruciating price? You come and control the price. How? How now? You ask yourself. There are some laws that are not enforceable. They are not enforceable because they are not people-centric. As such, they cannot be enforced. No, I've just asked you a rhetorical question, Anna. How do you now come and control a price of a goods I bought at a price of maybe I bought something for 10 naira and you expect me to sell it for 7 naira? How? How?
It will be difficult.
It will be difficult. So to that extent, what the government should do, they should do a mock-up. They should do a clear mock-up. Mop up all of this, illegality. Whatever is set them to be illegal. Anybody transporting our goods outside this country, elsewhere, in a bid to make more money, and there is already a government decision on it, mop it up, redistribute it. That's one point. Then, of course, all our office, different agencies of government should wake up, because their connivance in all of this is palpable. You can feel it. You can feel it. How come we have over 30 illegal routes in this country, and we pay custom for being custom, who should man our border posts, and heads are not rolling? The PRO came now, has told us what? Garbage? No.
That is going to redistribute the food.
So what about that? How did those food find to those places first? That's the question we should be asking. Who are those manning those points where all of these goods find their way until they are not intercepted? These goods are being intercepted now because Nigerians are crying, and there is tension in the land. There is fear everywhere. So everybody seems to wake up now. So until Nigerians cry at the top of their voice, our agencies will not do their job. Is that what they are telling us? It then means they are good for nothing. So a whole lot need to be done. A whole lot is really vested on Mr. President to show the lead by wielding the big stick on whoever is seen to have compromised his office at one point or the other. Then on the citizenry, we must wake up. Let me now tell you, $1 now is 1,800 or something.
As of this morning, para market 1,900.
Oh, 19. I was also now reeling on yesterday's evening sales. So 19. This is today. So what will become of $1 to a naira? When Nigeria has, suddenly jettisoning their own currency and now will be trading with dollar in a Nigerian state. And we have a government seated there. We have a CBN. Now we don't hear what you say, you float the currency. So what has become of it? If you come up with a policy that is not productive, you jettison it and you retweak your system to come up with a policy that is people, oriented. I've said in my own way, I'm not a financial analyst, specialist, but I do know that there are countries in this world today. China, is it not here that is their currency?
Yes.
Do you go and proliferate dollar in China?
No.
The answer is no. Nigerians, there are some organizations in Nigeria, you pay them in dollars. In Nigeria, why will your naira not depreciate every day? So is the government, federal government, telling me that they do not know those who trade on dollars? Nigerian organizations that trade on dollars in Nigeria, they don't see them. Have they moved against them? Why will the dollar not rise? So we know our problems. You see, we don't need a foreign policy to now guide us to taking our own policy. Since Niger came up with our coup and they are running their government, somebody will tell us that there is hardship there. Is the hardship in Nigeria not more than that of Niger? Are we not a democratic government? So what are we talking about? So our problems are homegrown. We've gone beyond, it is a British colonialism that brought us out. No, we've gone past that. What we are doing today, that every agency of government is corrupt. I stand to be corrected. Every agency of government is corrupt. That before you do any legitimate thing, you must bring some illegitimacy
into it
before it can fly. That's where we have got into. So is the government of the day is he not aware of what is happening? Why are they not able to move against these people? It's because they have their hand also sore one way or the other. Maybe that's the reason they are scared of touching on toes. So I dare say this morning that the buck stop at Mr. President's table.
Okay,
let nobody come to make excuse. Oh, it was PDP that brought us to this level. That's for me. That's nonsense. It's neither here nor there. We've gone past that long time. Oh, it's Buhari administration that brought us here. No, you knew that before you came in. You told us we were going to do the magic one. We want to see it. If we are not seeing it, we'll call on you.
Okay, well then I'll need to call on you for us to hold on a bit and go on a break again. And when we come back, we'll continue our discussion centered on the present hardship of the land. Should protest and strike be the way forward, or should we have a rethink? And the government rather have to rethink their policies and see how they can better protect Nigerians rather than make them experience the hardship they are presently experiencing. Let's go on a break.